Good day, folks. Welcome back to my neck of the woods. My name's Dika, where I show my experience and knowledge, hoping to lessen your learning curve. So today I have a story to tell you about SpyPoint. So I had I have a SpyPoint camera that was stolen out of the woods. Now I was under the impression that SpyPoint can locate it using GPS. They can sort of ping it, get a GPS location, and then tell me where it is, and I'll go get it, right? So this is my story about that. So I'm a hunter. I had cameras in the woods. One of them got stolen. And they initially kind of left it on. Now I saw the person's face. I saw like the inside of their car. And they left it on for quite some time. And, it was like underneath a desk. And you could see them walk by. I would see their shoes, and some other things in their home. So I called SpyPoint and I said, I need you to locate my camera so I can go and get it. I can charge this person with theft. And they said, well, we have these forms that you fill out and we let the police handle it, and the police will go and retrieve your camera so you're not causing problems, so to speak. You're not going out there beating people up or getting beat up or causing more problems. And I said, that's fine, no problem. So they sent me these forms to fill out. So this is one. This is my information that I fill out. And it's my name and address, email address, the model of the camera, when was the camera purchased, the date of the theft, last time you saw it, and the name, like how we name our cameras, the name inside the camera so they can identify it, another form of identification. And they have this other form that you have, and this is the one that the police officer fills out. It's the name of the police department, the file number for the theft, name and registration number of the officer charging, blah, 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 and the police officer's phone number and contact email, and they sign it right here. And what you do is you take this information and you send it back to SpyPoint. And what SpyPoint does is they will locate your camera, and then they will contact the police, and the police will go and get it. And if I want to file any charges, so be it, right? Now, but the camera has to be on for it to happen. So this person had shut off the camera, or the batteries died. I'm not really sure which one happened. And so they want you, the only way to catch this person is if the camera is on. So they said, keep your account open, keep the 100 free, whatnot. And when this person turns that camera on, obviously save any pictures you get, any identifying pictures, and you can charge that person and, to the full extent of the law, whatnot. So I was like, sweet, I'm going to catch this guy, it's on, I hate when people are like that anyway. So I hate people who steal cameras just because they're out there, or a lot of people who steal cameras are hunters, which is awful. But anyway, so this jerk, I call him a jerk because I don't know his name. He's jerk from now on. He turns on the camera. And I saw the inside of his car. I saw his face. He's holding the camera, just like looking at it, seeing if it goes off. I think what he might have tried to do is, if he knew the cameras, he probably started an account maybe, but maybe didn't know how to do it. And that account, from what I learned, that account is not going to be valid until I close my account. So the only way you can start it up is if they close another account. Now they can scan it and stuff like that, but the process is not going to be the same for whatever reason. So I learned through SpyPoint. So this person did it. I saw that this person activated the camera, didn't even put it in the woods. They brought it around their house, trying to get pictures, I guess. I mean, I saw what the outside of their house looked like. I saw what the car that they were driving. I saw the inside of their car. I saw family members. I saw multiple pictures of this person's face. So I was like, I'm getting this jerk. I'm going to file. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. So what I did is I called SpyPoint and I said, hey, this guy turned the camera on. I got pictures of everything. And they said, okay, you have to go to the police station. Now, I'm going to tell you a part of this story. The person I spoke with the first time and the person I spoke with the second time are two different people. Just food for thought. It gets better later. So I go down to the police station and I bring my paperwork with me, and I talked to the person right there, and I said, hey, blah, 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 I own a SpyPoint camera. I came down here and I filed a report, and I guess what I'm supposed to do is talk to the officer. They're going to send a GPS coordinate over here, and you can go and get the camera, and I definitely want to file charges against this person. The cop looked at me like I had like 2 heads and 15 legs. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I go, well, I have the officer's number and badge number, and they sign this, if that helps. And they said, absolutely. So I take out my piece of paper, I show them, and they go, well, that guy's here today. Let me go talk to him. I said, sure, no problem. So the officer comes out, and I go, you remember me? He goes, yeah, with the camera, right? And I go, yeah, the camera. And he goes, I thought that was a joke. I thought someone was like punking me. I'm like, no, this is a real thing. I said, this person stole my camera. And if you know anything about cell cameras, the signal goes straight to your phone. So they can get a GPS coordinate, and I want to press charges on this person. I got this person's face, I was going to say their phone number. I got their face, their address. I can identify them of the person who stole my camera. And he's like, okay. I haven't gotten any GPS coordinate, I don't know where they send them. So I got on the horn to SpyPoint. I waited on customer service for about 10 or 15 minutes in the police station. And I talked to a person. Now, this was a different person. And I said, I have all this paperwork here. I'm at the police station. Can you just send them the GPS coordinates so I can go and get my camera? And the person on the phone is like, what? What are you talking about? And I go, I had a camera that was stolen. I filled out all the necessary paperwork. The person turned on the camera. The person told me that all you have to do is ping the camera. You get a GPS coordinate. It's on right now as far as I know. And SpyPoint goes, we don't do that. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've gone through all this legwork, like weeks of time. And they go, we used to do it, but we don't do it anymore. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, why don't you do it? And it says, because it causes problems. The police certainly don't want to do it. And they go down there, and it causes more problems as far as like legality. And, most of it doesn't turn out well. Like the person who owns the camera goes with the police officer, and, it turns into trouble. I'm like, well, yeah, they stole my camera. I want it back. And I have some words to say to them or whatnot. And I want to press charges. And they said, yeah, we don't do that anymore. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I said, I've talked to 2 different people. They didn't do it. And they said, well, we stopped doing it recently, probably within the last year. So there might be some people here that don't know that we stopped doing it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I hung up the phone, told the police officer I was sorry, for wasting the time. He says, no, I would have went with you. I would have, he says, stolen property is stolen property. If you want to press charges and you have proof, by all means, I'll go with you. That's part of my job. So I said, well, do you know this person? I said, or do you know this house? And he says, I didn't know, whatever. He says, but you can leave the information here, and we can, if this person comes up, or someone, I said, we're really not going to work on it. But, if I come across this person, I said, any idea what town? I said, well, it was stolen out of this town, blah, blah, blah. He says, I'll do what I can for you, but I don't really know how I can work on it from here. He says, if you get more information, you get more pictures, by all means, send them to me. I said, that's great. So then I went back and I called SpyPoint again just to speak to another person. Maybe there was another person that hadn't been there that long, and they were gonna do the camera thing and get my camera. But that person says, yeah, we don't do it anymore. We stopped doing it because of problems. So all I did is I watched the pictures for a long time, and I managed to get the street address. Well, what I did is it had because it wasn't videos. It had the camera on, had it on for like a long time, and I actually paid to get more pictures. So I paid, I think it was like $10 extra for like 250 pictures. I think it was $5 for 250 pictures. I paid for more pictures, and I ended up figuring out the street address. I knew the house, and I saw the number. I was able to zoom in and see the number on the house, and there was more pictures like in his neighborhood and moving around and all types of stuff. So I was able to figure out the street address, I think. So then I drove down there, and it was the same house. And I was like, holy crap, I got this fucker. So then I go down to the police, I speak to the police officer, and I say, hey, SpyPoint's not going to help me out. I did all the work that I needed to do. Would you mind? I said, I won't go with you, but would you mind going and retrieving my camera? And he goes, sure. He says, I said, here's the person who stole it. Here's where they live. And this is what the camera looks like. And if a picture comes, I said, if a picture comes up of you, I can screenshot that picture and send it to you. And that way you know it's the same camera. The camera's under my account. And he's like, sure, I'm down for it, whatever. You know, I said, okay. So he goes down there, I guess. He drives or whatever. And he gave me his cell phone number. It's a crazy story. Gave me his cell phone number. And he looked at the camera, whatever, you know, whatever, and I screenshot him a picture of himself. And he goes, I guess he showed the person. He says, this is obviously someone else's camera. He found your address. You took pictures of yourself with the camera. We're charging you with theft, and it's not an arrestable offense or anything like that. I'm sure the person went to court and had to pay a fine, but it's on their record, and I got my camera back. What an amazing story, and SpyPoint had nothing to do with it. Now I don't even have SpyPoint cameras anymore. I think I have one that barely works. But that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And you can get those people. The police will help you, but SpyPoint's not going to help you. They don't care about you anymore. All right? Sub the channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Be well.